We decided against it because we couldn't remember if they still make Tang.
Speaking of robots and your mom, Terminator. Sometime around the turn of the 21st century, humanity designed a computer system to not only manage data, but to actually make decisions for us. Shockingly, this turned out to be a bad idea. Skynet nuked the fuck out of us, built an army of robots to finish us off, and sent some of them back in time to kill the leader of the human resistance before he became badass. This too turned out to be a bad idea, because it turns out if they hadn't tried to kill John Connor, he wouldn't exist. However, the time travel plan wasn't a complete failure. John Connor is alive, and he is badass, but at least he has throat cancer now. In fact, recent evidence suggests that the Terminator franchise has itself been taken over by Skynet. John Connor, the brilliant leader, expert on his enemies, has mysteriously vanished. In his place, we have John Connor who talks like Batman. Even worse, the hottest Terminator ever, or so I am reliably informed, has been replaced by eels. Instead of resistance that clearly has a shot at defeating Skynet, we have a resistance that clearly has a shot at getting ported to the Xbox. Really though, the surprising part is that Terminator was ever good to start with. It's basically mainstream cyberpunk. Are we really getting our dark visions of a heartless future from the man now? Whose idea was that? I mean, think about it. If you give a genre whose very nature is to denounce the soulless entities that control how we think to the soulless entities that control how we think, wouldn't you expect everything awesome about it to turn into complete shit? Terminator 4 was inevitable. Logically, the richer the franchise gets, the more it has to suck.
I just want to say something before we go. First of all, I want to thank Pete Tatara for giving us the room with an empty slot after it and telling us that we could just go over until they need to set up the room for the masquerade. So thank you very much, Pete. Give Pete Tatara. Second of all, I saw a couple people, leaving a little upset when I did my Evangelion piece. This is why we actually do have the disclaimer in the beginning of the program. We're serious about this. Yes, this stuff is a little offensive, and yes, this is expensive, and yes, this is actually a more mature audience panel. It's not an adults-only panel, but it's like PG-13. So we're really sorry if anybody is getting offended, but listen to our disclaimers next time, please. We don't want to offend anybody, but we tell you this at the beginning of the panel. Please listen. Don't send us angry emails after the fact. Please just listen to the disclaimer and leave. Anyway, let's move on.
That said, there's 2 seats up here. Space, the final frontier. Well, okay, not the final frontier. There's still the future, the past, the alternate future, the alternate past, other dimensions, holographic reality, and apotheosis into a higher plane of existence. But space is really far down the list of frontiers, okay? It's near the end. Anyway, these are the voyages of the Starship's Enterprise. These are also the enterprises of the Starship Voyager and the sessile adventures of Starbase Deep Space Nine. See, space is big, and there's room for a lot of stuff. With all of space to draw on, there's room to tell a lot of stories. Like, remember that one about the mysterious energy field? Oh, or the one where they encounter that godlike space being. And what about the one where they meet aliens who conveniently analog a present-day socio-political issue? And there's so many more. The one on the holodeck, the one about time travel, the one where that militant alien race gets uppity, the one where the captain falls in love, the one with tribbles, the one where Picard was like double Picard. Oh, and that one where Wesley Crusher fucked everything up. That was great. So yeah, there's no way I can spoil 700 different stories. We'd run out of time. But hey, maybe next year we'll spoil the new J.J. Abrams movie. Speaking of evil twins, Chaos Head. Most people got that from the most. Do you secretly like dating sims and harem animes, but want to seem like you're too cool for them?
then you are the prime audience for Chaos Head. No, it's not what your mother was giving me last night. Chaos Head is about a sub-densha otoko-grade otaku who has the ability to manifest his delusions. Also, there are 6 hot girls that run around with giant swords and stab people in their backpacks. They all fight against a douchebag organization that's trying to destroy the world. They use this thing, which apparently runs on torture or something. I honestly have no idea what the goals of the evil corporation are. All they do is torture people and attack Shibuya with sonic waves that cause earthquakes or something. Then there's some dialogue about gaining the power of God, but they never go into what they plan to do with it. Maybe they just wanted to give everyone a kitten. KSN also does an excellent job presenting bullshit jargon and then never explaining it. I still don't know what that means. In fact, they have a side plot with characters just to present bullshit. These are the Exposition Police, Detective Plot Mover, Miss Research, and Junior Detective Obviously Evil. Their role in Chaos Head is to provide exposition from a non-psychopath viewpoint. So their role in the series is to make things seem like they make sense without explaining things properly or ever having any effect on anything. Sort of like the real police. Anyway, on to the spoilers. The guy tormenting the main character Taku is actually the real Taku, who is a shriveled up guy in his late teens. So the main character Taku is actually a delusion of the young shriveled Taku, and when the main character Taku creates delusions, they are meta delusions.
Yeah, I can't believe we don't have sound, but there's supposed to be an explosion there. Oh well,
Boom!
Boom.
Boom!
Let's not flip switches at random.
They're meta delusions.
We're back, everyone. How did that work?
None of the girls in the series actually have any effect on the plot, and neither do the Exposition Police. In the end, the evil organization destroys Shibuya, and Taku has a showdown with the head villain to see who can pretend harder. This ends with Taku throwing his long but thin sword through the villain and into the thing that still doesn't contain Akira, saving the world. Except all the people that died in the earthquake in Shibuya.
Since we already brought it up, TWEWY. No, it's not just how Tweety Bird says his own name. It's an acronym for The World Ends With You. This is a game where you are an antisocial hipster jackass. The rest of the world seems to have no purpose other than to be your gay fanfic buddy. So I guess a better title would be The World Ends With Your End. After the game starts, Sora wakes up to find a timer on his hand. Riku stalks him silently and watches him until he meets Kairi, and then... Crap. No, sorry. I was thinking of Tetsuya Nomura's other gay fanfic buddy game. The kid with silver hair, big surprise, is evil, and bigger surprise is Jesus. And he wants to destroy the world for some reason that's never actually explained all that well. You see, he kills you and wipes your memories, and then he makes you his dead boyfriend. And you help him destroy the world until the very end, when he shoots you in the face for a second time. Then, for some equally inexplicable reason, he gets too bored with ultimate destruction to care anymore, and everyone lives happily ever after, except for all the souls that get wiped from existence along the way. TWEWY is known for... Oh my god, what the fuck? How are they supposed to do all this shit at the same time? Award-winning gameplay. Neku is controlled with the stylus in your right hand, and your partner is controlled with the directional buttons in your left hand. You hold the DS with your third hand, and if you really need to pause the game, you can press the start button with your cock. You even have to pause the game to end certain story battles, so cock use is not optional. Neku has to draw on the screen to activate psychic fashion accessories, while his partner has to dodge, change fighting styles, and activate combo strings on the top screen, all while playing a minigame involving shapes, poker, or math equations.